Oh, boys, do you remember playing the PlayStation 2 back in like 2005 or 2006? Ultimately, then the Xbox 360 over like in 2008, 2009, all the way to 2013 when the Xbox One finally dropped. Then playing that bitch the whole way up to like 2019 when the no, wait, I completely missed the era of the PS4. No, wait, I think I got it with the Xbox One. Yeah. Hold on, I'm stupid. Then playing that shit the whole way up to like 2019, before 2020, getting the PS5. Guys, I'm telling you this because it's 2025. It's 2025. And I just came across the fact that the PlayStation 6 is dropping in 2 years. My God. Who the hell is messing with time? I was 10 years old yesterday. What the fuck? It's like actually boggling my mind. The fact that we are just running through game console generations and I am living every single day like it's a minute at a time. This is crazy. This is crazier than the one time I told my brother that I eat bananas for the shape and not the taste. But that's enough about me. More or less, I still am trying to wrap my head around the fact that the PlayStation 6 is dropping in 2 years. But it's true. There's an article here on express.co.uk that says that the alarming stats suggest that Sony may need to hurry up when it comes to their PlayStation 6, which according to some reports could launch as early as 2027. What the fuck, man? What, like, when did all this stuff go wrong? Do you guys remember? I imagine you guys played Black Ops, at least Black Ops 2. That was probably one of the better ones. And seeing Nuketown 2025 and being like, wow, that's so far away. It's going to be such a long time until we get there. Bitch, it's 2025 right now. What the fuck? So like, oh my God, somebody is fucking with time. Somebody's fucking with time so much. It's, man. Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys saw, but I got a new setup. This is the new setup. So basically, this is not my room anymore. I sleep on the couch, because I'm a bitch. This is basically my younger brother's room now. I just moved my bed and put my setup over here, which I like tremendously better. You guys tell me if you like it better. I think the lighting is so much better over here. It's brighter. I have one window here, another window here. I have a place to put my camera over there, and it looks fucking great. You guys look like fucking degenerates, but I love you, and you look good over there in that corner. So yeah, this is the new setup. This is it. I think it looks so much better. But hold on, I'm getting off topic. First of all, when did the PS5 drop? So I'm looking this up right now. November 12th, 2020. Okay. Oh my God. The PlayStation 5 is a home video game console developed by Sony. I know that. November 12th, 2020 in Australia, and a week later. So like November 19th, around there in North America. Jesus, dude. Oh my God. Like, I've never had anything in this world make me feel so fucking old than the fact that we're just flying through these game consoles. Like, it's crazy. The fact that like I guess one way to put it is like whenever you're a kid, you're like super irresponsible. So whenever a game console comes out, like you might just like play the shit out of it, and then it might go bad and you might have to throw it away when the next one comes out. That is not the case. I was at the age where I was responsible enough to keep my consoles working. And now they're all in the living room. I have them all in the living room. So, yeah, I feel fucking old as shit right now. The only thing that makes me feel older than this is probably TikTok. But man, I deleted that. Jesus Christ. But yeah, this is kind of crazy. I'm trying to let me look this up right now. PS6 release date. Let me see if there's any more news on it, because so from what I can tell, it looks like Sony's actually trying to release the PlayStation 6 here in 2027 because of the drops in sales for the PS5, which is to be expected. We're 5 years in. Wow. Oh my God. I don't want to say that anymore. We're 5 years in. Fuck. And in 2 years, they're going to be having to deal with the sales of the PS5 Slim and the PS5 Pro. Which honestly, it's not going to be something crazy to cling on to. Guys, if you have the base PS5, I would honestly just stay there until the PlayStation 6 comes out. I can't lead by example there, because as soon as the PlayStation Slim came out, I got it. I just wanted more storage. And let me tell you, the games look the same. The games look the same. All right, first of all, if you don't have a monitor that runs 4K, okay? 4K 60 FPS, then don't get the brand new fucking console just because you want the new console and you think the games are going to run better and your fucking monitor or your TV runs at 1920 by 1080p. So like, if you have a monitor that runs at 1920 by 1080p, maybe don't. Oh my God. Like I said, if you have a monitor that runs at 1920 by 1080p, I probably wouldn't, throw everything out the fucking window and just go and get the new console, because there's no point in doing that. Because your monitor natively runs a weaker resolution. So getting the newest console isn't going to change your TV's resolution. I would consider getting a new monitor if you can. Okay, listen to me. If you can, I would consider getting a new monitor. My dog is still going crazy. That is what I did. I went on, I forget where I went, but I bought a brand new monitor 5 years ago, just for this PS5, that runs 4K 60 FPS at like 120 hertz, I think. And I think that's okay. The only thing you guys have to watch out with monitors is that if you're getting one that's within like 100 to 200 range, it's probably going to be 1920 by 1080p. If you start going above 200, they might start getting into the 4K. I spent $500 on this. It's a heavy fucker. It's like 50 pounds. It's metal, heavy as shit. It's curved, like my. But yeah, obviously you guys know, with when it comes to buying things, the more expensive it is, usually the higher quality it's gonna be. So make sure you think twice before like heading to your local Walmart and getting yourself a monitor if you want a 4K monitor. Just common sense. And just make sure you do your research as well. Like, make sure you do your research on what exactly you're out looking for, because like I said, some of these monitors are kind of tricky. Sometimes you're going to be sacrificing a couple things when it comes to these monitors, like speakers. So the monitor that I have right now and I'm recording on is not a 4K monitor. This is a 1920 by 1080p, but it's got 144 hertz. And if you don't know what that is, it just basically refreshes at an insanely fast rate. So if you didn't know, all screens just like refresh from left to right constantly, and that's how a picture is shown on your screen. Well, it does that so much faster, and everything moves very quick, very smooth. And sometimes when you buy a monitor that's 4K, it might not come at 144 hertz. So I would try to keep an eye out for that and all these types of little things like speakers, hertz, your resolution, obviously. Does it have HDR? Because one of the things that people don't tell you is that HDR makes your blacks black. It's a true color type of thing. So if you're playing a game like Uncharted or The Last of Us on your PlayStation and your blacks look kind of faded or gray, your shadows won't look all that well. So you have to make sure you have that HDR put into your monitor, so all your blacks look black, all your colors look clean, and everything looks super fresh. Apart from that, I would obviously go, like, once you get your new monitor, go into your settings and activate HDR, because sometimes it's not always activated. You have to go and activate it, so you can set it to like movie HDR, game HDR, or like PC HDR, stuff like that. all sorts of things that way. Like you have to go in and like maybe it has VSync, which if you don't know, it's a feature that a lot of things have nowadays that syncs your frame rates so there's no screen tearing while you're playing, because screen tearing fucking sucks. But that's not always a plus if you don't need your frames to be synced. If you have a powerful console and a powerful monitor, sometimes you just don't need those things to be synced. I turn mine off on mine. You don't have to, but it's whatever. And then overall, it's just like your color stuff, like your RGB things, all that stuff, all things like that make your game look so much better. And some things you have to take into account when you're talking about monitors, but so on and so on. That is kind of it. I will say that I really am hoping for some new exclusives here in the next console generation, because the PS5, if we're talking about releasing in 2 years, I think the PS5 was pretty lackluster. As much as we did take one over on the Xbox guys this year and last year, this generation and last generation, honestly, it was pretty lackluster when it came to the exclusives. God of War Ragnarok was actually on the last gen as well, so it's not an exclusive. And actually, that's before I go. That's actually one thing that I wanted to talk about that I think shot the PS5 in the foot, and that is the lack of exclusivity when it comes to its titles. Okay, a lot of these games did not make people feel like they needed to buy a PlayStation 5 when both the first two Spider-Man are on the PS4. Obviously, the first one is going to be on the PS4. It released way earlier, back in 2018. But the Miles Morales one would have been a good game to start off, putting it solely on the PS5, as well as God of War Ragnarok, as well as what else came out? I'm trying to think, but I don't remember. Nevertheless, a lot of the games that came out for the PS5 are on the PS4, which means that you have no motivation to get a PS5, especially because these games aren't really looking that much crazier. It's just the fact that there's a new console, so you should probably go get it. And that's all, but they didn't give you any incentive to do it, so you just still played your PS4. Unless you were trying to play like Cyberpunk or whatever the fuck, but God help you, and I hope you didn't actually play that. But yeah, this is like one thing that I think really shot the PS5 square in the foot, and I hope it's something that they don't do for the next generation, but I know they will. I really know they will. I don't think that they should continue making games for the PS4 when the PS6 comes out. And I know that a lot of people and a lot of you probably still have PS4s, but it's like it's just a thing. We have to move with the times. And if they keep making games for the PS4, the problem is that the ports for the PS4 are going to look absolutely hideous. And what that means is that the PlayStation 6 version of that game can't look at its very best because it has to be toned down to actually run on the PlayStation 4. That's what happened to God of War. That's what happened to Miles Morales. Like, these games look great, yes, but they could have looked better if they ran at a native 4K 60 FPS, but they couldn't because they had to run on the last generation of hardware. And like I said, I'll probably go deeper into this later in the future, but it's just something that I wanted to touch base on with you guys because I can't believe the PlayStation 6 is dropping in 2 years. What the fuck, dude? I feel so old. Like, holy shit. Where did the time go? I have no idea, man. Yeah, with all that being said, if you like this video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And with all that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.